So today I want to talk about aligned action and inspired action. There is a subtle difference, okay? There is. But it made me think of it because today I had the inspired action to clean, to declutter, to get rid of some clothes. And this isn't the first time I've experienced it. So I will say, like, my first conscious manifestation with my SP, I've talked about this 1,000 times. I manifested my SP using the whisper method in 11 days, blah, blah, blah. And I got, I was in the knowing state. This was one of the few times I experienced the knowing state. And I was in the knowing state and I got the sudden urge. I got the inspired action to declutter. It was just kind of like, oh, I feel like spring cleaning, because in my head we was already together and I wanted to get rid of some shit because I was like, well, we're about to move back in together. So I got the sudden urge to clean, get rid of shit so it'd be easier to move, So, and then I ended up getting another action. This one it was also inspired action. So this one was, I had manifested this contact with this SP. This is the same manifestation that I'm talking about. But, during the decluttering process, I hadn't received the contact I wanted exactly. But, now I've received it, okay? And then I get another kind of inspired action. So I had received the contact I wanted. And then we kind of went through a silence phase, a quiet time. He confessed his feelings for me, and then he kind of went silent for a few days. I did not take this time as, oh my God, it's not working. He doesn't want to be with me. No, I took this quiet time as he's simply processing everything right now. He's processing his thoughts, his feelings, his love for me. That's exactly how I took it. I did not panic, and I was like, I'm just going to take a few days to, let him process shit, and then he'll be back. And in this time, we had a mutual friend. So SP and me had a mutual friend. And this mutual friend asked me to work at a temporary job at a racetrack, at the concession stands. They needed help. So I was like, you know what? Okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I had no idea that this action was going to bring us together again in the end. So, this SP had asked the mutual friend if I was going to be there. I had no idea. I had no idea that this was going on behind the scenes until later. I got to the job, my first night at the job, and the mutual friend was like, yeah, he asked if he was going to be here. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so he knows I'm going to be here, okay. And she's like, yeah, he said he's probably going to stop by. And I was like, okay, cool. I had no idea. No clue. None. But I took this job because I just wanted to. It was my inspired action. I just wanted to take it. And then he ends up coming along because he knew I was going to be there. Because there's always movement behind the scenes, even when I didn't see it. And I tell y'all all the time, I never saw movement with this manifestation until after I received it, right? So I didn't know about this until like that night. I didn't know about any of the movement until that night. But yeah, so he comes, we reconcile, and we get back together. But taking this job, I did not feel forced to take it. I did not take it from a place of, oh, maybe this will bring us together. No, I had no fucking clue. No clue that taking this job would bring us together. I was bored, and, it was like a weekend job at a racetrack. So I got to watch races for free, and, I was also making money in the process and getting some nachos and Dippin' Dots and hamburgers and chili fries. So I was like, you know what? Hell yeah, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. And it was really cool. I truly enjoyed the job. And knowing this now, looking back now, yeah, it was absolutely inspired action. I had no idea. It was a nudge from the universe. So whatever needs to move will move for you to get your desire. And like, I know a lot of people say you do not have to take action, and you don't. You do not have to force the action to happen. There's aligned action, and then, I already forgot. Inspired action, okay? Inspired action. So, inspired action, I take it as my intuition, You just kind of get the urge to do something. So, like with me cleaning out my closet, I just got the sudden urge to clean out my closet. I didn't overthink it. I was just like, damn, I feel like cleaning today. I feel like getting rid of some shit. Now this, you might later realize that it freed up space for something to enter. You might find an old check. You might find money. You might find something that you've been looking for that you thought was lost and it's been driving you bonkers, This is the aligned action. The inspired action that brings you to finding something or just freeing up space for something bigger to come in. That's how I take it anyway. But in my experience, I did it because I was like, oh, I'm about to move. I better declutter. So, that's exactly what I did. Now, decluttering can also be aligned action. It really, it depends on why and how you're doing it. So if you're decluttering because the version of you who already has your desire lives in a clean, organized, intentional space, then you're physically aligning your environment with that reality. So let's say you're manifesting a new relationship. So you clear out half your closet and make space in the bedroom because that's what future you naturally has, right? So that's aligned action. And again, the inspired is you just kind of get the sudden urge to clean out your desk, your closet, your phone, whatever, because you just get the urge, you just get the nudge. It just feels right to do in that moment. So aligned action is pretty much taking steps that are aligned with your desired outcome, your beliefs, your intuition, rather than acting from like fear, doubt, or desperation. So in manifestation terms, it's the physical follow through that matches the energy of it's already mine. So let's say you're manifesting a new business. Okay. Aligned action could be creating your website or telling people about your services, but you're not frantically sending 100 cold DMs out of panic. Okay. If you're manifesting love, aligned action might be making space in your schedule and home for a partner, not obsessively refreshing their social media. If you're manifesting wealth, aligned action could mean learning new skills, sending out a proposal, or investing, not clinging to money out of scarcity. Okay. So it feels natural. It feels inspired, and sometimes even a little exciting because it's coming from the version of you who already has the thing, not the version who's chasing it. And then again, inspired action is when you get a sudden nudge, an idea, an urge to do something. It might feel exciting. It might feel natural, but it feels right. Okay. It's almost like it drops into your mind out of nowhere. It's just a random fucking thought you get. Like earlier, I just was like, I want to clean. I feel like decluttering. I feel like getting rid of clothes because I have so many clothes. My closet's overpacked. I really want to get rid of some shit. Okay. And it's been on my mind for a while, but any other time it felt forced because it's like, I really don't want to do this. When you're like, I need to do something, but I don't want to. And then it feels forced because you're like, I guess I better do it. That's not what it was. It was like, I actually feel like cleaning today. I actually feel like decluttering and get rid of shit. It wasn't forced. It was just a nudge and I wanted to do it. I felt like I had the energy to do it. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's get this done. So with inspired action, let's say you're manifesting a new job and you randomly feel like checking a certain company's website and boom, there's your perfect opening because you got this inspired action to check a certain website. Okay. You was like, I'll just check this one. Right. Let's say you're manifesting love because I know that's a big one and you get the idea to go for coffee at a place you've never been. And maybe you meet your SP there. You see your SP there, and this is where you reconcile, right? Just because you're like, I wanna go try a new coffee place. Let's go. It's just something that pops into your head, okay? So pretty much to put it, aligned action is about acting in harmony with your desired reality, while inspired action is about following those intuitive, often unexpected impulses that guide you toward it. So it's kind of like, it's like a pull. It pulls you to it. Okay. So the inspired action, you're being pulled to do this. And the aligned action, you're taking it because you're aligned with the version of you that has it. So this is something you would normally have anyways. So like with my car, I wanted a car, right? When I was manifesting my car, I've made a video about how I manifested my car, but I needed a car. So I was like, I looked on the websites first. This was aligned action because I needed a car and I wanted to look at my options before I just fucking manifested one, right? I wanted to see what I wanted first. I wanted to see what was available. So I found the perfect car. I found it. I loved it. I got it. Okay. That's aligned action. Like if you're wanting a house, you're going to look for houses to see which one you want. If you're looking for a job, you might put in job applications. So like you don't have to force yourself to take action. But yeah, you can absolutely take action, aligned action, inspired action. Okay, but like with the job, forcing it would be like putting in 1,000 job applications and then calling them every single fucking day. You don't gotta do that. That, you know, because you're in this state of panic, like I need a job and I need it now. No. Aligned would simply just be putting in ones that maybe you actually fucking want, ones that you're actually interested in getting, and you're not coming from a state of panic. You're like, I know they're gonna call me. You can still call them though, but you're like, I know I'm gonna get the perfect job. The perfect job is going to hire me. So with aligned action, I want you to ask yourself, is this something that already has it version of me would naturally do? Am I doing this from calm confidence rather than urgency or panic? Does this action logically move me closer to living my desired reality? If yes, it's aligned action. So again, example, decluttering your home because the future you lives in a beautiful, organized space. So again, aligned action often comes from planning and intention, while inspired action often comes from intuition and flow. Both work beautifully together. Aligned action builds the foundation. Inspired action opens the magical shortcuts. Okay, so they both work together. It doesn't matter which one you get. Like, you can absolutely take action in your 3D. You can take action in your 3D. You don't have to force it. Like, whatever needs to move will move. And like, if the universe needs you to do something, like the bridge of events, whatever you need to do, the universe will pull you to do it. Okay, so do not feel rushed to have to do something because you think you have to do it to get your manifestation. If something needs to be done, if action needs to be taken, the universe will let you know, and the universe will pull you to do it. Okay, it'll just feel like a natural thing to fucking do, pretty much like your intuition.